Sunday gathering of Community Miracle Center. I want to thank everybody who's tuned in on ACIM Gather. And I want to thank everybody who is now watching us on YouTube. Yes, I am Reverend Tony Ponticello, even though I do not have a hat on. So, Reverend Tony Ponticello does exist without a hat. And here I am.
And in the rain even.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's raining here in San Francisco. Okay, it is Thanksgiving weekend, and I have been thinking about gratitude all week long. And Reverend Peter gave a wonderful talk last week about gratitude. And as I've said before, sometimes the world, with the holidays that we have, give us this little window of opportunity to practice some important spiritual principles. And gratitude is an important spiritual principle. And it's very important and very key in A Course in Miracles, mentioned all throughout the course. And here we got Thanksgiving weekend, and we have permission to think about gratitude and express gratitude and to be grateful. And I say go for it. So I'm going for it. This is the first quote I'm going to focus in on. It says, "I do not need gratitude any more than I needed protection." Okay, this is Jesus talking. He doesn't need gratitude, but you, talking to us now, need to develop your weakened ability to be grateful. Okay, we have a weakened ability to be grateful, and Jesus is telling us here that we need to work on it. We need to work on it, so Thanksgiving weekend, great time to work on it. Or you cannot appreciate God. If we don't work on our gratitude and our ability to be grateful, we won't truly be able to appreciate God, which means we won't truly be able to appreciate how we have been created. We won't truly be able to appreciate who and what we actually are. And then it adds, God, does not need your appreciation, but you do. So we're not appreciating God because God has some sort of ego that needs to be fed by our worshiping Him, something that's usually portrayed in, in some sort of traditional sense. But we just need to develop that weakened ability so that we can appreciate our divinity, so we can appreciate how we were created. It says you cannot love what you do not appreciate, and fear makes appreciation impossible. So we need to appreciate our divinity, we need to appreciate our Creator, we need to not be afraid of our divinity, we need to not be afraid of our divine Creator, and if we are afraid, that's going to make that appreciation impossible, and so we need to work on it. So here we are. So one of the things that I got about gratitude over this weekend is, on a surface level, we seem to be grateful for things. We seem I'm grateful because certain things happen that feel blessed and holy and fun or whatever. And I think that's fine. But of course, there's a higher level. And the higher level is I'm just grateful because gratitude is just this loving energy that flows through. And it's just like the energy of love itself. Actually, I think it is a flavor or a frequency of love itself. And we just need to tune in and allow that energy to flow through us and to just feel it. And then actually we can just project that energy or move that energy onto everything and everything. And it starts with being grateful for particular things. That's how we get in tune with it. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that, as long as we continually remember that there's a higher way to think of this. I can really be grateful for my wonderful apartment mate, Reverend Peter. Yes, I am always grateful. And I know that that's just a symbol of this all-encompassing energy, flow of gratitude that flows through me all the time. So it's a frequency of love. Or since Thanksgiving is all about eating, let's say it's a flavor of love. It's a flavor. It's a particular taste. Think of some of your favorite foods over Thanksgiving, and just how when you put that food in your mouth, just the taste feels right and good, and you like it, and you're happy with it, and you're grateful for it. Well, gratitude is like that. It's a particular taste or flavor of love, and we just enjoy it, and we just like it, and we can do that. So I was very grateful for Thanksgiving Day and Thanksgiving dinner. The Community Miracle Center first started doing Thanksgiving dinner in 1985.
Wow.
So, you know, think about that. That was 32 years ago. So the very first Thanksgiving dinner I remember that we did was on Thanksgiving Day, and we had it in our little office space that was in the Haight. It was on the corner of Haight and Clayton. And I was not in charge of the food that year. Okay, and the woman that was in charge of the food was supposed to cook, but then in the last minute decided that she didn't really want to cook, so she bought a dinner, a catered dinner from Safeway. And so Safeway at that time were doing, you could have Safeway cook your turkey, and they'd bring over turkey and stuffing and cranberry sauce. And while you thought that might be fine, the turkey wasn't cooked enough. So we were just like trying to carve just the outsides of the turkey because it was still raw in the middle. And the stuffing was awful, and the gravy, it was really bad. And you know, but we had fun, we were together, we didn't care. But the next year I said, no, we're not, I'm cooking, I can cook a turkey, we'll cook. So the next year was 1986. And we did it at Reverend Larry's. So that was the first one that we did at Reverend Larry's. So I usually count that as the first one because that's the one that I actually cooked for. But I've been cooking for them for 31 years. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have that opportunity. And I'm grateful for all the little glitches that happen every year. It's not flawless. And, you know, for the last 8 years we've been doing it at Reverend Deuce Althea's, and it's a logistical nightmare actually to do it there because there are all these little apartments, little efficiency apartments with small ovens, and you know, I need 3 ovens to do this dinner. So it's like Deuce's apartment, her neighbor's apartment, the oven in the downstairs community room, and it's running back and forth with elevators, and it's just a mess. And I overcooked one of the turkeys this year. I was really upset about that. I don't know. But anyway, for the most part, the food was really tremendous. Everybody really loved the food. Everything was great. It was fabulous. The pies, I'm sorry you didn't get a piece of pie, because they were really to die for. And I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful that, you know, this is a worldly thing. It's an object. It was Thanksgiving dinner. I was grateful for all the people that were there. There were 18 of us, so there were 18 of us there, and just the feeling of friendship and family and love. And we have a larger group of people that come and go. Some people come some years, some people come other years, but it was just wonderful. So, you know, I am grateful for that opportunity, for that experience that we've had for 31 or 32 years, depending on how you want to count it. And it happened again on Thursday. And I am grateful for all the help from the people who helped make it happen. Reverend Kelly was just tremendous. Reverend Kelly worked really, really hard. I know Reverend Kelly was really motivated to peel those carrots this year. So, because last year I would not let her peel the carrots. Because I just think it takes too much time, and they don't really need to be peeled. And all the nutrition is supposed to be in that outer layer anyway, so why peel it off? But she thinks that carrots are bitter if you don't peel them. And so she peeled everything really fast, so she had plenty of time to peel the carrots. And I am grateful that I had the guidance just to say, let her peel the carrots. She's, you know, so Brother asked her to do something outrageous. If this is that meaningful for her, she can just peel the carrots. And I am grateful that she made those incredible rolls that she made. Those were, we had those, oh my God, we had home-baked hot cross rolls. They weren't hot because they hadn't just come out of the oven, but they're basically, that's what they were. They had crosses on them. There's a little religious thing. Okay. Another Course in Miracles quote about gratitude. This is the one that people tend to remember a lot, and it says, "And gratitude to God becomes the way in which He is remembered. For love cannot be far behind a grateful heart and a thankful mind." Okay, so a grateful heart, that's what we have to have, and a thankful mind. So our heart tunes into that energy, that flavor of love that we call gratitude, and then our mind has thoughts of things. Just has thoughts of things. So that's how you tune in. There are 2 things going on with gratitude. That heart connecting to that flavor of love that we call gratitude, and then our mind adding those thankful thoughts. And if we do that, then we are definitely in the gratitude mood. And then it says, and God enters easily, for these are the true conditions for your coming home. So once we have that grateful heart, thankful mind, the divine enters, God enters. You don't have to think of God as an entity or a person, but just the divine energy enters us when we have a grateful heart and thankful mind. So there were so many little things that happened that I just felt grateful for. We had a mass of leftovers, just a mass. And I lived in an apartment with Reverend Peter and another gentleman, and we don't have a lot of room in our refrigerator because we're 3 adults and we all cook. There wasn't a lot of room, so I could barely stuff the leftovers in there. And I said to myself, I says, I need somebody to help eat these leftovers. And I think I put out in a little supporting member blurb, somebody come and help with the leftovers. And I don't know if that's what Reverend Roxy saw. She didn't see it, but she picked up the energy of that communication. Because just then I get a text, like 5 minutes later from Roxy, said that I just would love to have some leftovers. Can I come over and eat? So first of all, I'm grateful for her boldness to just say, join me for dinner at your house. I like that. So her and Patrick came over and that evening, and Patrick and Reverend Roxy and Reverend Dusalty and I had a second full Thanksgiving dinner. I think I ate more on that second dinner than I ate at the first dinner. Yeah, I was just like, the food was great. And that really put a big dent in the leftovers, and that was really good. And they fit in the refrigerator again. I am grateful that on that Friday, after Thanksgiving, I was getting ready to do my weekly house cleaning job, and I was behind, and then there was some, my monthly house cleaning job, and I was behind, but then there was some confusion between Reverend Peter and I, and he did my job. But there is this other cleaning project I have been guided to do for the past like 6 or 8 weeks, and I never find the time to do it. And that's, I wanted to clean the outside front of our building because it's a city street and it gets dusty and dirty and grimy, and then in the doorways and the arches there's cobwebs, and it's just, you know, it's just about every house in San Francisco looks like that, but it's beginning to annoy me. And I walk by it, and I know I'm going to clean it, I just never know when. Like, you know, I'm going to clean this at some point, and I had all the accoutrement, I got a long-handled brush, I had a broom, and I had a stepladder. It's just finding the time and finding the guidance, but when Reverend Peter told me that he had done my monthly job, I said, I'll clean the front of the house, because now I have an extra 45 minutes or an hour, and I did, and the front of the house looks great, and I'm so happy that that grime and dust and cobwebs, and for me it's like, that's the entrance to my home, that's the entrance to my inner sanctum, it's like the entrance to my mind, and I want it clean and beautiful, and not cluttered up with worldly dust, grime, and cobwebs. So it's a strong metaphor for me. I love it. I am grateful. Thank you. So, these are the easy gratitude lists. Okay, these are the things that everybody can, you know, like you all have things like this that you're grateful for. So, I want to talk about the harder gratitude lessons. And you might think that I'm going to talk about the things that are difficult and I'm being grateful for those, but that's actually not what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about another quotation from A Course in Miracles that I think is challenging many of us, especially those of us on the healing team, and now that we have taken on this new mission of really being out there with our healing mission. So it's this quote, and you don't hear this quote quoted a lot. It says, "The sick who ask for love are grateful for it, and in their joy they shine with holy thanks, and this they offer you who gave them joy." So this is really guiding us to be healers, to really be a healing influence for those, ourselves including, who sometimes appear to be sick. This is about truly rising up and accepting our function as healers. I mean, we're studying A Course in Miracles where it tells us we're here to heal the sick and raise the dead, and people keep trying to create that as a metaphor that doesn't actually mean what the words say that it means. And I don't care how you relate to this, there's still a challenge here some way to do something to be a healer in some way, shape, or form. And what this is saying is that when we do that, we get that gratitude from those people, from those situations that we accepted a healing role with. And if we really want to tune into that flavor of gratitude, just flowing through the universe and flowing through our core and flowing through ourselves. And I believe we have to accept our mission of really being healers of situations that appear ill or sick, because the gratitude that we're going to get in that process is going to be a joy that we're just not going to be able to get other ways. That's why we're here. The healing of God's Son is all that this world is for. It's not about, studying Course in Miracles is not about just stepping back and letting the world be and saying it's all an illusion so I don't have to do anything about it. I mean, you can take that approach. That might give you a certain level of peace of mind. I'm not getting that message from A Course in Miracles. The message I'm getting from A Course in Miracles is that we're here to be active workers, active members of Jesus' party. What was Jesus' life about anyway? What was his big claim to fame? He walked around for 3 years and he healed the sick and raised the dead. This is a course that comes from Jesus. Of course it's got a lot of this healing the sick and raising the dead in it. And I think we, in some way, shape, or form, have to open ourselves up to that and really grapple with that. And the best way to do that is just jump in the water and start doing it. Just, you know, if you're one of those tentative people with the water, you don't even think about it. I know, Reverend Dussault feels like this when she used to swim. She used to like walk in the water. She has to like acclimate her body like really, really slowly. And it takes, and she does get in the water eventually, but I'm just not like that. I just tend to jump in, get the shock over with, and just start swimming. So I say, we've all prepped ourselves enough, or in other lectures I've talked about, the time for learning is over. Most of us have learned everything that we need to learn, and I don't know what we're waiting for. Stop waiting, start healing. And you'll get better at it as you do it. Conviction comes through accomplishment. You're not going to get conviction that you have the ability until you actually do some of it. You're not going to do some of it until you do some of it. So start doing. Join the healing team. That would be a great way to do it. We're doing it every morning. I am so grateful that every morning I start my day with centering myself in my Course in Miracles lesson and just getting myself as holy as I can be, just like we did just a few minutes ago with the meditation, getting ourselves in the highest state and then reading that list and sending light and love to that list. And that's us fulfilling our healing function. I'm grateful that I get to do that at the start of my day, because I know I feel that love from those that I have offered that healing to. And A Course in Miracles says that even if they're not ready to receive it right at this moment, that healing that we give to them is not lost. And it's saved in their treasure house. It's saved in their storehouse. It's there. Angels are guarding it, it says. And I don't think these are metaphors. I think this is the truth. When somebody can't quite accept the healing that we offer them, it is not lost. That healing is there. The angels are guarding it. It's in their storehouse. It's in their treasure house. And when they're ready, it's just given to them. So whether the healing manifests or not, it really doesn't matter. You know you gave it, then it is definitely there. Course in Miracles also says, the world must thank you when you offer it release from your illusions. So all of those appearances that we pray for, they appear to be in others. But that's just an appearance. The truth is, it's us. There are illusions. We've projected them onto others. So we're not really praying for any others. We're praying for ourselves. And we get that divine opportunity to be a healer for ourselves when we offer it, when we practice it. And I think this is really the harder gratitude lesson, because people are just a little nervous or afraid, or I don't know, they're fighting their function. The truth is we probably fight our function because we want to stay stuck in where we are. We don't really want to change. We don't really want to move. But we're offered that opportunity all the time to be real members of Jesus' party and be active workers and to do something to heal. There are so many ways that you can be a healer, that you can be a worker for love and light and peace and do something active in the world. Ask the Holy Spirit how you should do it. Strengthen that weakened ability to be grateful. The title of my talk today was Healers Receive the Gratitude. And so I'm just going to leave you with that. Healers receive the gratitude. If you want to get in tune with that flavor, tastes so good, of gratitude, just tastes so good. It's like that pumpkin pie, just tastes so good. Then do your healing work, because it's the healers that receive that flavor. Stop learning. Stop prepping yourself. You're ready right where you are. You can do amazing miracles right from where you are, and you'll get better at it as you do it. I am grateful that you're all here listening, and I'm grateful that you're all watching the video. Thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving.